We have funded blast testing, right? So now here in the U.S., right? So surprisingly, CLT is pretty blast resistant, right? If you so now the our Department of Defense and our
Yeah.
State Department are both looking at that as opportunities to build buildings that will be more resistant to uh, like blast.
So we might see military installations built out of timber.
Well, there's there are the Army's been building on their bases. They've done five. That they got two. They're in construction. It's owned by like a hotel, but um, it's it's sort of kind of transient housing. But the beauty is now they feel they can move them closer to the road, right, rather than having a greater setback. But
Fantastic.
overseas, I mean, the opportunity, the blast testing is going to change the dynamic for, I think, both the military, State Department, right, embassies. It's going to be pretty neat.
And I think that's an interesting point because, often we think of mass timber from the carbon benefit, and obviously there's a significant carbon benefit, but it's also lightweight and it's very flexible and it can be adapted to use in different material settings, isn't it? And that's one of the
Yeah, but
interesting things.
I think one of the other is, and because we were talking about you were talking about urban infills in the urban environment. It definitively creates a safer, quieter construction site.
Mm.
Right? Because you bring a truck in, you put the pieces in place, the truck goes away. And within what might take you 6 months to get a concrete built, just the concrete in place will take you maybe a month and a half with the mass timber. Um, Most projects find that when the building is finished, and we've had the studies, that they probably can shave two or more months off the construction time of the building, right, and occupy it sooner. So there are other advantages, right, which make it not just the carbon savings.
It'll be interesting because I guess because mass timber is so intertwined with offsite and prefabrication, if we may even find robotic installations as well in the future.
You very well may. I'm hoping mass timber can be a solution to our housing crisis.
Yeah.
I can't, it probably it's the same here in the US. Young people aren't going into the trades so much anymore, right? They're not
Mm.
becoming carpenters, plumbers, electricians. So, right, and more people are moving to rural areas, urban areas. So there's not a lot of trades in once you get away from a metropolitan area, and it's harder to build a home. We have a lot of partners, and I know they're doing it in Europe that are banking on they can prefabricate or maybe housing assemblies and bring them in place, or they can just bring the flat pack and bring the pieces, put them in place, and then maybe drop in a core. So
Mm.
you do all that with less labor. So hopefully it can be a solution to our housing problem in the rural environment. I think urban is a little easier because we have the manpower, but not
Yeah.
necessarily once you get away from metropolitan areas.
I guess the labor shortage, particularly in the Western world, whether in the United Kingdom, North America, Australia, New Zealand, and even China. It's a global issue at the moment. So you're heading down this part of the world, aren't you, to attend the conference in person?
I am coming down there. I'm looking forward to it. I don't think I've been below the equator before. So hopefully I won't fall off, Jason, right? Because I'm up on top of the earth, right? If I get to the bottom, I don't want to fall off.
So you're heading down to Melbourne, which is the apparently the southernmost capital in the world. So,
Ah,
so like North America, we're a very large and expansive country. So you've got the north and you've got the south, and they're very
I'm
different weather
looking,
patterns, very different construction systems as well.
I know it's pretty big. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm excited, I think I'm excited for just the cross pollination of learning that I'll get out of the just my time down there.
Kevin, thank you very much for your time today. And we can't wait to see you on the 12th and 13th of August in Melbourne for TimberConstruct, Australia's largest timber construction conference and seminar. And yeah, and tickets are still on sale. So for anyone that's looking to attend, please visit timberconstruct.org and we can't wait to see you there.
All right, thanks, Jason.